Mark, first of all, the Bridge Builder Award. Your name is so recognizable, and you've been so involved in the tech movement in Indianapolis and Indiana for many years. But what does this award personally mean to you?
Well, Indianapolis has been such a great place and a great home for us and our kids. And when you think about the success we have in technology and the things that are going on there, I think it's really important that it's not just about tech, but it's about the community, about Indianapolis, and not just about those that are working in our best and brightest companies, but bringing everybody along. So the Tech Point Foundation for Youth and the work that they're doing to the underserved has really been great stuff.
Let's talk about that. You were a founding member of the Tech Point Foundation for Youth. Talk about the organization, how it kind of got started, and what it's meant to the community.
Yeah, it was really at the early days of Tech Point back in 2000 where, some of my colleagues, Bill Godfrey and Steve Ehrlich and Dave Wortman, and, a number of those guys that have been around a while. And the idea was, what can we do to help bridge the digital divide? So this is back when the internet was just getting going. So as we thought about how could we help the underserved and make sure that there's not this widening gap between the haves and the have-nots, particularly around technology. So the original vision was, how can we get the technology community to focus on and serve this underprivileged group?
Done a lot, accomplished a lot. The foundation has as well. New Tech High School at Arsenal Technical High School, I think, is a good example, and one that's been around for a while. Talk about that.
Yeah, so when we looked for something that we could actually do, and I think this is a great thing about technology companies, we don't talk about things. We like, it's more action. So we were very actionable about what was it we could do that we could tangibly make a difference. And so we evaluated a number of things, and one of them that we saw some other cities where there was some success was this New Tech High. So it had been off and running in some other cities. We went to visit it. The ideas, IPS came along and said, we're willing to try, as they were starting to think about some smaller high schools and some things. It was interesting, the idea that said, we're going to give every student a laptop computer. And so at the time, I remember the discussions around, gosh, these kids don't have much. If we give them a laptop, those are going to be gone. But we persevered. We went through it. At the end of the year, we had every laptop still there. I mean, it was really phenomenal to see how these young people that just generally didn't have access to these kind of tools just took to them. And we were fortunate to have some good leadership from IPS and the high school to make that all happen.
How important, in your view, is serving underserved populations to the tech movement? There's so much momentum now and examples of great things happening in technology. How about that piece of bringing others along, especially in some of these underserved populations?
Yeah, I think it's, my experience around the companies I've been involved in, there is a real sense from the technology community they want to get involved more deeply, and they want to serve others. The old saying of who's much is given, much is expected, right? And so I think the tech community in particular have had a lot of resources, a lot of opportunities, and I think people want to think about things more than themselves. I think technology, the culture of a technology company, they work towards, this is a team, this is an effort, and I think as people think about the community they want to be in and part of it, I think that becomes part of being here.